My shit always taking forever to start recording. Okay, so I just seen this movie. This movie called The Invite. I just seen it. Honestly, it was a very good and impressive movie. This trailer gonna end in a little minute, and I'm gonna pull up a different screen. But there was some cool little insights. Now, spoiler warning: if any of y'all want to go see this shit, I'm not gonna talk about the plot too much, but I just want to talk about the undertones that are put into this movie, my personal opinion on it, the feelings that I got from it, and all that. So if you don't want to hear it and you just want to go see this shit on your own, go ahead and do it. It's a very high rated movie, and y'all have to understand that the movies that are rated highly in Rotten Tomatoes specifically are rated that high for a reason. It is because they are sending underlying messages. Think about the past movies that have came out with high Rotten Tomatoes. Obsession, Weapons, Sinners, Marty Supreme. All of these types of movies are leaving you with a subliminal message. So here we go right here, right? We can start off right here. This is the couple that they invited into their house, into their home. Now they try to throw you off a little bit. You know, they throw out little subliminals, make you think that this couple is trying to do other shit, but in reality, they are the shadow. The shadow is getting to know the person. The person is catching up with the shadow, and the shadow is catching up with the person. Basically, the duality aspect. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. This movie was it was a swinger movie. I didn't know it was a swinger movie. I just seen that it had high ratings. It was a rom com, so I'm like, fuck it. My girl gonna like this. I'm probably gonna like it. Let's go see it. It was a swinger movie. However, this is the swinging couple. Now they are dressed in all black. Like I said, your shadow, your animalistic nature, your lower nature, your urges, demiurge, um, ego, whatever the case may be, the thing that wants to be pleased, that is what these people represent. However, there is also some undertones of like sexual fluidity and shit like that in here, of people like basically going through fucking torturing scenes of watching their partners getting fucked and shit like that. I'm trying not to say no creators' names right now, but I'm sure y'all can pick up on what I'm putting down. They doing the, yeah, that's what they pulling the him. Anyways, like I said, this is a representation of your shadow. Understand that whenever you get these sexual urges that do not benefit your relationship, understand that it is your shadow. If you see a fat ass butt walking by and you instantly react, that is your shadow reacting to that fat ass that just walked by. If you find yourself in a lustful situation, even though you got a girlfriend at home, understand that that is your shadow taking the wheel. That is not you per se. It is your shadow. It's a different version of you. The version of you right now is a different version of you that will look at some ass or text that one girl that you don't really want to talk about in the light of day, but you're gonna text her at night when your shadow is present. So that's what these people represent. The urges that you give into. And the shadow played an effect on the light. So let me just pull these pictures up. Notice how these people are wearing light colors and these people are wearing the dark colors. Like I said, it's a yin and yang aspect. The shadow and the normal and the normal politicking. However, this is the moment that the shadow got introduced to the opposite side. The shadow got introduced to the opposite side, and they were getting into their shadow selves. There was even scenes of them stripping themselves of their light clothing. However, when the woman took her clothes off, she still had a light bra and panty on, and this nigga had on light underwear. He had on white on white. She had on white on white. They still had on black. You know what I'm saying? He actually had on black and red because he came in with vampiric intentions. He came in with the intention to fuck. He came in with the intention to gain something instead of actually just having a good time. He even let me chill. Like I said though, if you want to see a good film about how integrating your shadow can actually help your relationship, then you should go watch this movie. How being honest and having clear communication with your shadow can be helpful. You should go watch this movie because this movie was a healing process. Regardless of how weird or fucked up it was, this movie was a healing process that a couple went through. At the end, they reconciled and everything like that. However, let me focus on the actual, like, the actual, how do I say, uh, damn, what's the word? Fundamentals of the film. These niggas only had one set, and it was only a few scenes. The entire movie took place in a house. And it's very rare where you see movies like that in 2026. Movies in 2026, just like everything else in 2026, is trying to do the most. They're trying to be the biggest. You look at movies like Obsession, this, you see that people are starting to revert back to the simplicity. And the simplicity looks like fucking genius. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all. And I told my dog this. I actually ain't seen him in a couple of months. But I told my dog this. He was telling me, bro, I want to get into content creation. But it seems like people are doing so much right now that it is hard to actually stand out. And then I hit him with an ultimatum. I said, well, if you want to stand out in a crowd that does the most, what should you do? You should do the least. Let it naturally flow. Let it be effortless. And that's what this movie was. This was a natural flowing movie. This movie felt like you were sitting in the room with people, integrate their shadow, politic with their shadow, damn near fuck each other partners and do partner swaps. It was an emotional roller coaster. However, it was so natural. The acting was so good that it felt like this shit was real. And that is what is in demand now. The real. That's why y'all need to stock up on some physical shit. Y'all need to stock up on something that you like. Books, maybe. Cards, maybe. Games, maybe. Whatever the case may be. Because we is going back to the future. Back to the future, meaning the future is going to be reverting back to the old ways, the simple ways. Community, naturalness, fluidity. When it comes to that swinging shit, I'm not fucking with that. I don't know. I feel like more white people would be open to the swinger shit. Shout out to all my white supporters. I feel like y'all might be a little more open to that. But if you hearing me right now, we on the same frequency, so you probably not. But I feel like if we averaged it out, yeah. That's not no racial shit though. It's just an observation that I've made. I feel like y'all are more open sexually than we are. Anyways, yeah, they had a lot of undertones in this movie, bro. Um, if you want to see, like I said, a couple integrate their shadow and see how shadow integration can actually heal a relationship, you should go see this movie, The Invite. Take your shorty to go see this movie or something like that. Y'all can have a good conversation behind it, and then y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? You actually might learn a lot about her because of the conversations that it'll spark. But hey man, it is what it is. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Twitch, bro. Follow me on Twitch and subscribe to. I'm probably gonna post the vibes on Lindo Sama V3. Y'all can follow me on the gram as well. Pretty soon we gonna be bringing in consultations to the mix, bro. Consultations gonna be in the mix. Yeah, I'm gone.